Hello dears, today we will discuss about procedure oriented language and object oriented language. I Kaushik sir welcome you to your favorite channel Learn with Kaushik. Introduction of Java. Procedure-oriented language is so called because we give the emphasis on procedure or structure rather than object or data. It allows the user to develop their logic by applying a number of functions to enable program productivity. See, in procedure-oriented language, we give the emphasis on procedure or structure or function. Means how to develop a program. When we give the emphasis on that is called procedure-oriented language. For example, Basic, COBOL, Fortran, C, ALGOL, that all are procedure-oriented language. Next, characteristic of procedure-oriented language. In procedure-oriented language, we give the emphasis on procedure or structure or logic step. Okay, logical step means how to develop the program. We give the emphasis on that. Next is function share global data. Means in procedure oriented language, whatever we declare, that variable will be used within whole program. Means in procedure oriented language, whatever variable means whatever value we declare for a variable, that value will be used within whole program. Means everything will be in publicly. Okay, then data value can keep floating from one function to another. Means here if we need to change the data value of a variable, then for that we have to declare another variable. Means in same variable we cannot change. Okay, then use top down approach of programming. Uses top down approach of programming. In procedure oriented language, we start the program from main function, then step by step we follow. Means we start main function, then variable declaration, variable initialization, after that statement, then to print the output, after that to close the main function. In every program we follow this step. That is why it is called top down approach of programming. Next, limitation of procedure oriented programming. As data value are global to all the function, we may require to make necessary changes in all the function due to any change in the data value. See, just now only I told, if we need to change the data value in procedure oriented programming, then we cannot change in same variable. We have to declare another one variable to modify it. Okay, then it is not suitable to solve complex problem in real situation. See, procedure oriented programming, it is not suitable to solve complex problem in real situation because this program will be under main function. Yes or no? If everything we will declare under main function, then if we design a live project, then think how much problem we will face. That is why this procedure oriented programming is not suitable to solve a complex problem. Okay, next, object oriented programming. Object oriented programming is so called because we give the emphasis on object rather than procedure or structure. Okay, when we give the emphasis on object or data value rather than function or procedure, then that language is called object oriented language. It also provides the reusability features to develop productive logic. See, whatever coding or whatever statement we have developed in using object oriented programming, okay, that coding we can use, we can reuse when we need. That is object oriented programming. For example, C++, Java, Smalltalk, Apple, Python, that all are object oriented programming. Features of object oriented programming. It gives stress on data item rather than function. We know that in object oriented programming we give the emphasis on object rather than function or procedure. Next, it makes the complete program or problem simpler by dividing it into a number of objects. See, in object oriented programming we have divided our program in many parts, so it is easy to develop, and through this we can solve a complex problem also. The object can be used as a bridge to have data flow from one function to another. See, in object oriented programming we give the emphasis on object or data, so this is used as a bridge to have data flow from one function to another. Then we can easily modify data without any change in the function. Okay, in procedure oriented language, whatever variable we declare, that variable we can use up to end. Yes or no, means if we need to change the value of that variable, then using procedure oriented programming we cannot do so, but in using object oriented programming we can do so. Next, benefit of object oriented programming. We can extend the use of existing class through inheritance. See, inheritance is the procedure through which we have created more than one derived class from a single base class. Okay, inheritance is a procedure through which we create more than one derived class from a single base class. That is why whatever code we have designed, that one we can extend, means in various function we can use, or our class we can extend to different part. Okay, then using the concept of data hiding we can generate secure program. Means in procedure oriented programming whatever we declare, that one under public section, but in object oriented programming that part is divided in three types, that is private, protected and public. If we declare the data in private section, then that data will be used under class only. If we declare the data under protected section, then that data will be used under class and its friend function, means a function which is derived from main function, that is called friend function. Okay, and if we declare the data under public section, then we can use that both inside of class and outside of class. Means in object oriented programming we have the option to declare the data, means if we need to display the data outside of the class we can do. If we do not want to display the data outside of the class, then also that also we can able to do. Means if we declare the data under private and protected section, then that data will be display only under class. Okay, we cannot display this data outside of class. Okay, and if we declare the data under public section, then that data will be used both inside of class and outside of class. That is why private and protected we use for data declaration and public we use for data implementation. We can create different modules in our project through object. See, here in object oriented language we divide our program in many different parts. Okay, that is why we can create different module in our project through object. Then next is, it is highly beneficial for solving complex problem. Now only I told. See, in object oriented programming we divide our program in many parts. That is why we can easily develop our program using many person. Okay, by dividing it in many person. Next is basic elements of OOPS or basic principle of OOPS. The basic element of object oriented programming are object, class, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. See, object is an entity which bind data and function together. Okay, when we bind data and function, data means characteristic, function behavior. Okay, when we bind it in a single unit, that is called object. Some real world objects are book, chair, table, car, etc. That all are means whatever we use in our day-to-day life, that is called object. Suppose, see, if we need to define chair as an object, then how we will define? See, chair first is data means characteristic. Then what characteristic we have in chair? You know that it has 4 legs, 2 arms. That all are characteristic or data of a chair. And chair we use to sit or to keep things, that is the function or behavior of the chair. Similarly, each and everything, if we need to define as an object, then we can do so. Okay, next is class. Class is an entity which bind objects, means in which we bind all the object, that is called class. Class is a set of different objects. Each object of a class possesses same attribute and behavior defined within the same class. An object is a product of class, hence class is also termed as object factory. See, in class we bind or we keep together all objects. That is why it is called object factory. For example, suppose if rainbow is the class which contains different colors like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, that all are the color present in rainbow. Then if we declare rainbow as a class, then this different color will be the object of that rainbow class. Okay, next is data abstraction. Abstraction refer to an act of representing essential features without including background detail. See, data abstraction through which the process through which we abstract what we need without including background detail, means without including the other thing. That process or that procedure is called data abstraction. Okay, for example, you need to drive a car, then for that what we need to use steering, to use brake, accelerator, clutch. Okay, all these things we have to know to drive a car, but we need not know about how to design or how to develop the car. Okay, that is called data abstraction. Next is encapsulation. When we create a single derived class from more than one base class. Okay, from more than one base class, when we develop a single derived class, that procedure, that process is called encapsulation. The system of wrapping data and function into a single unit is known as encapsulation. Okay, then inheritance. Inheritance, it is just opposite of encapsulation. Okay, the process through which we develop more than one derived class. The process through which we develop more than one derived class from a single base class. That process or that procedure is called inheritance. Inheritance is the process by which object of one class can link and share some common properties of objects from another class. Means when we derive more than one derived class, that time that derived class also can able to use the data of base class. Okay, then polymorphism. Polymorphism is created from two words, that is poly and morphism. Poly means more or more than one, and morphism means form. Means when we want to represent a single function for multiple purposes. Okay, when we want to represent a single function for multiple purposes, that procedure is called polymorphism. Polymorphism is the process of using a function for more than one purposes. It allows the use of different internal structure of the object by keeping the same external interface. Okay, that is called polymorphism. This much for today. Next we will discuss rest. Thank you. Have a good day.